It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy. Coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, go, go. Dig, dig, dig. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
A lot has to do with understanding these cars more, just like everybody else. Everybody's learning so much about them. And when you listen to Jimmy Johnson or Carl Edwards or any of those guys, they went out and did the testing. So when Roger and everybody here at the Penske organization come to me and said, hey, would you like to test our cars? We need to improve them. I said, sure. We put a lot of laps in. And I think it's been able to help me understand them more, especially when we go and we're not able to test these tracks, and the communication between Roy and myself, we need to be very clear and be very specific on changes. And I feel throughout the testing I've done last year, we'll be able to do that. Oh, definitely. I mean, I feel a lot more assuring of decisions I'm going to make because we got to test with data and got to test with, you know, the same company that I'm going to get to drive for now and the same people. So, sure, when you go to the racetrack, I think our decisions are going to be pretty clear, and we're going to be very solid with them.
That I have a lot of dedication for what I do, and a lot of determination, and hopefully the talent to back it up. And you know, this is a sport that I followed my whole life. I've been a true NASCAR fan.
Daytona is always exciting. It's the first race of the year, and as one goal, you hope to just come out of there with a good finish. And as the years have progressed, having good results there, I don't want to change that mentality. I hope just to have a good finish, but one of these times I hope to land in victory lane, because winning the Daytona 500 is like winning a championship all in one weekend. It'll be a little bit of an adjustment with David, and just understanding some of his focal points, whether it's the right rear shock or the left front spring. We have to find out what he really focuses on to see how it blends into our pattern of setup. So it just takes a few races. We've been on some test sessions, and it seems like David likes the car just like Sam does, just like I do. We want it to turn good, and we want it to stick good.
A lot of times I thought it was better to go to places I'd never been to in an IRL car, because you don't have any misconceptions. You don't have this is how it's going to be. You know, we get to the mile and a half, and in the IndyCar, those are a lot like the restrictor plate races, with the way that they limit you with the amount of downforce that you have to run. You know, a lot of times you're running right around the bottom of the track. So really the only track that we run a similar line with the stock cars and the Indy cars was Indianapolis. And Indianapolis, you never really broke for the corners, where, you know, in these cars you have to brake quite a bit to get it to turn. Really just the confidence that I have is being able to know the track and being able to learn the lessons of running the first season. I look back and I can kind of compile of, you know, if we didn't have this problem, and it's a lot of, you know, ifs and ands, but I can look back and say, if the things that I had an opportunity to change, if I would have done it the right way, and we'd have been, you know, somewhere between 20th and 25th in points, which is not where we want to be, but for a rookie season wouldn't have been terrible. So I feel that there's a lot of things that I can learn and to take, and to know that the strength that we have at Penske Racing, with still, you know, having Mobil 1 as our full-time sponsor, but even picking up, you know, for our off races that Mobil 1's not going to be on the car, and to pick up a great sponsor like AAA, I know that, you know, we're moving in the right direction. You know, we might not all feel that great about our season last year, but to know that you know, that we still have great sponsors, that we're still putting the money into the race cars, and that we're even at our off-track testing with the wind tunnel and shaker rig and all the things, that aerodynamics that go into that, are better. I feel like, you know, that's just a step that's going to put us in the right direction. And with the testing band, I mean, those are the things that you need to be able to do, and they're actually more expensive than going out there and driving the race car around. It's a pretty big deal, because I would have liked to have an opportunity when they said that we're actually going to be able to go and run at, you know, tracks that we raced at. You know, I thought that was about the best thing that could happen, because you had an opportunity to pick the racetracks that you wanted to go to. So, you know, we could focus on the ones that were difficult for me, or, you know, the most difficult, which were the Martinsvilles, Bristols, anything a mile or shorter, where I felt our mile-and-a-half program, at least for me, was a little bit better than, you know, where we did on those tracks. So, and then it went to, you know, from having 20 days of testing in that scenario to having nothing. We've done a little bit that, you know, that we could do with running at tracks that, you know, none of the top 3 series run at, and that wasn't very much. And I actually got an opportunity to run a Daytona prototype car for a couple tests. So while it's not the same thing, at least it was staying in a car and, you know, keeping the cobwebs all cleaned out, and, you know, thinking about driving a race car.